You've got Champagne Smile. How's it going?
Yeah, she's been consistent this season. She's run a second and two thirds. Uh, it's a 5 furlong race. She's in A class now. Of course, I'm running her a bit too often. Uh, she's got a very good chance in this race. I think she should win, but the two of Artia's horses, Slam Dunk and Reciprocity, who are fast, they might just cut my pace. That's the only thing. But otherwise, my filly should take all the beating.
So you've got Pegaso, Mirai, and Zacapa running in the first race. You've got three of your runners. So please let me know who is your favorite out of them, and of course, how's it looking for the three of them?
Without a doubt, over 5 furlongs, Mirai. Mirai has been working well. She's run a good race where Dragoness won the race. I expect her to put up a bold show here. Pegaso and Zacapa would just probably make up the field because they are still to. Pegaso is running after a very long time from October, running today. And Zacapa is still not picking up the Pune form.
So you've got Arbitrage running in the first race. How's it looking for Arbitrage? Fancying any chances?
I think he has a chance to run a good race. And beyond that, I'll be a little surprised.
Okay.
Yeah.
And anyone to look out for in this field for
That
Arbitrage?
race, I think there is a Dallas filly. She has some pain.
Champagne Smile.
Smile, I think. That is the horse everyone has to beat.
Yeah.
And she's been running a forward races. She already beaten me, but five lengths beginning of the season. So I don't see me reversing that handicap. It's impossible.
Got Skyfall in the second race itself.
Yeah, she won at bottom of class one on the opening day. I'm running her after a span of over a month now. Of course, there's Arcana. I think the filly to beat in the horse to beat in the race is Arcana, Pacey's horse.
All right, and of course a month's break. So I'm sure that works must have gone well.
Yeah, she likes racing. She loves racing fresh. She's always won her first start of the season, so this should help her.
Okay, so you got Baby Bazooka running tomorrow, who of course last time in Pune came first over 1200 meters. So I'm sure the break must have really energized Baby Bazooka.
Baby Bazooka was ready to run in the first week of the Bombay season. Unfortunately, she got a very bad cough and fever, and as a result of which she couldn't race. Now she's running for over 5 furlongs, which she has never ever won before. She's won only 6 furlongs, but she's worked well, so I'm hoping that she can pull it off.
So talking about Moselle, now Moselle won very well last time. How's it looking for Moselle for tomorrow's races?
She's working well. Only thing she's always she won in 1200 meter, but tomorrow she's running 1000 meter, and she has a very good chance. Only danger is the Arcana. He is the only, I think he's a 5 furlong horse. And my filly, she won all the time in 6 furlong, but tomorrow she's running in the 5 furlong race. She worked well. Inshallah, she has a chance, good chance.
Arcana, 2 runs and 2 wins. How's it looking for Arcana tomorrow?
Well, he's a fast horse as you've seen in his last runs, but I'm meeting up with some better horses this time. So let's see how it goes. He's worked well. He's really well within himself.
How's the track looking for Arabian Phoenix for tomorrow's races?
Arabian Phoenix has worked very well, but somehow or the other he's not running good races in Bombay. So tomorrow I'm going to try something new on him, and I'm hoping that could do the trick.
What would be that something new?
That's a secret.
Secret. Okay, all right. But you think the chances could be decent?
According to his work, he can definitely pull it off.
All right, so let's talk about Rasputin Cells running in the third race.
Tomorrow, the 15th of January, the Bombay Marathon Day. I have 10 runners, a marathon day for me. I have a horse called Rasputin running the first race. If it looks good, decide he should win the Derby. He's such a good looking horse. He's got an engine, but unfortunately, he's playing ducks and drakes. He's yet to pass the lollipop. He's won twice though. He's done second in the Delhi Derby. And last time he mile and a quarter, I think he ran out of steam. I think tomorrow in the mile he should do it, hopefully, God willing.
Anyone to look out for in this field,
There's
sir?
a horse called Great Guns who's got some good form in Pune. He's the horse.
I have Sunrise in a mile. He ran his last start about 2 weeks ago after a big break. I think he should run well. I think the mile will suit him. I think he'll go well.
So Murvara Princess is running in the third race, and of course, running after a really long layoff. And how's it looking for Murvara Princess?
She did have a setback, a respiratory tract infection, and we were treating her. And yeah, she's running after a layoff. She has worked reasonably well, and she should run a fair race. Well, let's hope for the best otherwise.
And of course, this is the first race of the season she's running.
That's her first race of the season, so that's why, she's been a genuine filly, but, let's see how she runs this race.
Third race, I've got a horse called Tyrone Black, a good horse of mine. He ran a poor race last time. I was expecting him to win that day. He ran down the line. I've given him a lot of time, right from 27th of November to now. I waited for him, build him back. The company is a wee bit strong, but I would say he would be right there in the finish.
And who could be the strongest one to look out
Three
for?
horses there. There is Rasputin. There could be a horse called Sunrise. Both these horses are showing a lot of good form.
Now, sir, talking about snowfall, of course, won last year in Bombay, but the performance in Pune wasn't very good. So, how do you think it's going to fare tomorrow for tomorrow's races?
This is the filly I was feeling in the beginning. She was a very good type of filly, but she ran twice in Pune, she disappointed me, and she has a very bad splint. Still she has, but after that she's working well. Last time also she worked, and better jockey is riding. Only thing, she's carrying 62 kilo and a bad draw, but inshallah she work well. Still I have feel she will be there tomorrow.
She'll be there.
Yeah, and she worked well. Because of that, I think she will be there, and Sandesh is riding tomorrow.
Okay, and what could be snowfall's main danger to look out for?
Antia's horse is one well last time, but this time he put Shelar, and one Trevor is also riding Faisal's horse. They are also very fancying, and 2-3 more horses fancying. But still, I feel she has a very good chance. Let's see, inshallah, tomorrow.
Fourth race, I have a horse called Paris. She's been a little unlucky. I pitched her into the deep end by running the Guineas. Paris is running. I've slapped a pair of blinkers on her. I think horse to beat would be Snowfall in this race. Snowfall and Hagibis. These two horses are dangerous.
Let's talk about My Treasure, who won last time out. So, how's it looking for My Treasures for tomorrow's races?
She's doing well. She's maintained herself. She doesn't require much work, so I just kept her fresh and happy. She won last time 9 furlong. This time she's going 1 furlong extra. She's running 2,000 meters. And I'm sure she will run a good race. It's an open race. There are few horses, but I hope she comes and does well.
Okay, any one particular danger that you think could be a problem to My Treasure?
It's a very open field. Actually, it's surprising to see in a mile and quarter there are a lot of. It's a big field, so I hope everything goes as per the plan and comes out well.
Mad Love is running for the first time over a distance of 2,000 meter, though she's always been consistent over a mile. So, what do you have to say?
She's in good shape, and for the first time we are going over a trip. I'm quite hopeful that she should stay the trip, though it's a tough competition that she'll be facing, but I'm hoping for the best.
The Uttam Singh Trophy, I have 3 runners. I have a horse called Jubilant Journey, who was the winner last time out. I have a horse called Recent Honor, which is an import from another stable. And I have a horse called Freedom, also an import from another stable. Jubilant Journey with Ajinkya went well. She should run a big race. Sweet Recent Honor won a mile in Pune. Don't know much about her, but I think over the trip she should also run well. Freedom, he's a big horse. He's taking a little time to get into his himself. He is a biggish horse. He'll be heard of very, very soon. He's a top class horse. I think he may require this run. And he had blinkers on, I removed the blinkers. So I think it's a very competitive race. There's a horse called Vincent Magog, the horse called Mad Love, My Treasure. It's a most competitive race for the day.
But who are you? Who do you think you are fancying out of your three runners for this race?
Obviously, I'll put my finger on a horse called Jubilant Journey, who's won our last start. Of course, she's penalized. The other two I don't know much of.
Then in the fifth race, you got Alpine Star and Diamond in the Rough.
Alpine Star, I felt last time that he was asking for more distance from his style of running. He came right there, and he was not just wanting to go past the front horse, and he kept on going at the same pace. I was watching him after the post. Also, he was galloping on, and my boy gave me a feedback that he would probably be better over a trip.
Okay.
So what I've done now is I've changed the trip to 2 mile and a quarter, and let's hope he does it.
Okay. So I think this could be favorable.
I think he could run a good race, provided he stays. Now, that's my guess is as good as yours. Because horses, when you take a chance on a long distance first time, it's a little difficult to judge on this.
Okay. But I'm sure you think that now that you saw that preferred distance, so I'm sure this would be favorable.
Yes, I think so. We really jumped him up from his last trip. So he gets it. He'll be right there. He could probably win it also. I have another horse in the same race, Diamond in the Rough. His case is the same as this horse, but he has got no form. We are also trying to see whether he also gets a trip, but he will still find the field a little tough.
Okay, all right. And who else look out for, sir, in this field?
No, it's a very open race. I like Vincent Van Gogh otherwise.
Ahead of My Time runs the sixth race. What's your take on Ahead of My Time?
Of course, he's won me the Guineas in good style. I'm stretching him to 1 mile and a quarter. Of course, all his sister was a champion sprinter, and so was Corf Castle. But he's a different type of horse, and Srinath has to just settle him. If he settles well, I think he'll beat them for their turn of foot.
Okay, all right. Okay, but anyone else you think should be a probable danger to Ahead of My Time?
Definitely, there has to be a few stamina limitations on my horse. So, Supernatural and Once You Go Black are the horses to beat.
I have Supernatural running in the Ruya. Ahead of My Time beat me quite convincingly last time, so he's certainly the horse to watch. My horse has worked well. He's really well within himself, and I think he's improved a little for his last run. So let's see how it goes.
Okay, now talking about Wall Street, total of 3 runs and out of 3, 2 wins, which is really not bad. It's amazing, in fact. So, what do you think are your chances tomorrow?
Wall Street, I always thought very highly of him, and in fact, the first time out, I ran him mile and quarter as a 3-year-old, but he's running with all the top horses which have experience and are graded races. He's running with lack of experience, but I have quite confident that he stays well, and Suraj is up on him, and I hope he runs a big race.
Okay. Anyone here in this field?
Supernatural is a horse who stays well, and there are few more good horses which are running. All depend on the luck of the race and the pace.
I've got 2 horses in the Gules Poonawalla, both winners, the only 2 winners in the race. So I'm giving weight to the whole field. Irish Gold and Portofino Bay. They're both well within themselves. But on the scale, Miranda definitely goes better than Irish Gold. She's finished 4th behind me. Now I'm giving her 3 kilos. And Irish Gold's giving her 4.5 kilos with a sex allowance. But both my horses will run well. There are a lot of first outing horses. And Fighton has worked very well of Aditya Rastes. And Imtiaz's other filly, Sloane Squares, on a very forward race. So they could be the dangers.
I have a horse called Pride Prince and Sloane Square running in the Group 3 race of 3-year-olds. I think in this race, Mr. Dallas Todiwala's Trio, Irish Gold, and Portofino Bay are the horses to look out for. My filly Sloane Square has got decent form. got beat to Lazarus and by Kiki came on one. She should run well. But unfortunately, I got a bad draw. 0-1 lines.
Miranda in the baby race, she's been a bit temperamental. She's a little difficult to get fit and get working on the morning track work. So I've been working out the gates more often, and that's how I've tried to get her fit. I think she'll run well. She's quite talented, but she's a bit temperamental.
I have a horse called Kiva running the Oaks. She ran a good race in Calcutta when she finished second to success in the Oaks. I have Suresh Naidu riding her. In this race, there are two horses who have got good form, King's Ransom and Dangerous. These are the two horses we all have to beat.
You've got Kimiko running tomorrow at the Indian Oaks and, of course, taking on a very, very tough set. How's that looking for you?
Well, we've jumped from the pond to the ocean, so it's a very tough set. I think King's Ransom, Dangerous, Queen Envied are the three horses that we have to tackle. King's Ransom stands out in this field. So we are hoping to stand in the slips and pick up whatever places we can, and we're just going to see how it pans out in front of us, jump out, wait. And if God is kind, very, very kind, then why not?
I have three runners in the Oaks. I have King's Ransom, Thunberg and Sierra de la Plata. All three fillies have been working well. I think we all have to be Dangerous. She's good filly and she stays well. So let's hope things work out for me.
A horse called Millie in the next race, ridden by Srinath. She won her last start, but the jockey who rode her has jumped onto Attained. So I don't know what to read about it. I think it's a little tough race. Millie has a chance. There's Daulat Samai, who was disappointing last time, and a horse called Attained. These three should be in the finish.
You've got Hela running in the 9th race. Drawn 13, do you think that could be a little problematic?
In a 6 furlong race, if you're drawn past 8 or 9, it is always a disadvantage. And unfortunately, we are drawn 13, but let's see. She's a decent horse. She's run third last time out. She was beaten by Dragoness, who's a top horse. And drawn 13 is a worry. We have to beat Dalut Mai. She's drawn 1 and she's a speed bomb. And let's see. Last time I had Daulat Mai's number with Justin. Let's see. I'm going to give it my best shot, but draw 13 is the only disadvantage that my horse has. But she's well. She should run on in place.
You've got Daulat Mai in the 9th race running a distance of 1200 meters.
Daulat Mai was very, very unlucky last time. I thought she had almost won the race till Justin came flying on the outside and just pipped her at the post. He was moving on the outer rails and it was difficult to judge, and still she ran a very good race. I've cut the trip down by a furlong, and I like her to win this race. One minus is that draw 1. She would have preferred an outside draw because she doesn't get a flyer always.
In the last race, I have a horse called Flying Arrow, to be ridden by Vishal Munde. First start, he may require the run.
Of course, you've got Nelson Reversa in the last race, the 10th race of the day.
That's a very interesting race last race. He's a nice horse running after a setback, but his draw number has thrown him out of contention, I think. Draw number 14 out of 14. That is a big question mark in when you're traveling, when you're turning the bend.
True.
It doesn't matter when you're running straight. So it definitely affects you. But I think he will run a fair race. I don't know, and the trip also is sharp for him. He needs ground, so 5 furlong will be sharp.
Okay.
And I think the horses there is Duffy,
Yeah.
who has been having a very consistent outings, running to the front forward races. So that is the horse everyone has to beat. And another horse who's running after a long time, that is Atash.
Okay.
So that horse will be there. He had a good last Bombay form.
Okay.
Just hope my horse runs well. That's all.
Then again, you've got two runners in the last race, the 10th race, Paravneet and Prince Igor. How's it going for both of them?
Power of Neath has just come to me from another trainer, and I don't know much about him. He's hardly been here for maybe a couple of weeks, and I'm just running him to see how he can perform in a race, so that I can either build on it or hope he does well or whatever. And Prince Igor again is running after a very long time, from early November to now. He had got bad sore shins. I had to wait for them to wear out. So he will also need to race here and then make a future.
This is Duffy's first race of this season as well. How do you think he's tracking and how's it going to look for him?
Duffy has come out of a setback too, and he's been tracking well. And yeah, it's his first race of the season. I just need the luck of the race, and let's hope for the best with him.